Thank you all for coming to the post-game press conference. Final score, Charlotte 83, Livingstone 61. Coach, would you like to begin with any opening statements?
Firstly, I just like to thank obviously Livingstone to play that game. It's obviously a kind of area team, so it's great to have those programs around this program. So, but yeah, look, happy we're able to get across the line tonight. We're obviously going to have to make some adjustments here with Jo and G out. And they're pretty big parts of what we're about. So, again, we just have to kind of reshuffle again to find our way and where we want to go and how we want to play and how we want to do it and who we're going through. And those things take a little bit of time. And, but just, really happy that we're able to, 23 assists on 29 main field goals is pretty impressive. That just shows you sharing the ball, and that's the way I want them to play.
Coach, got to feel good getting back in the win column. For both you and Zay, what was the changes or alters in halftime to really get going in that second half and extend the lead out?
Yeah, good question. When you play a program like that obviously don't get a lot of opportunities to play Division I programs. Those guys are chomping at the bit. Like this is, a big time opportunity for them to come out and play. And as we do when we go into big time environments, it's the same thing. So, that understanding of how sharp you've got to be, and there are a lot of good players in this world at a lot of levels, right? And you've got to be locked in mentally and physically, and we weren't great at the start with that, and they came out and were really sharp. We're able to make a couple of substitutions which changed the intensity of what on how we were playing, which obviously, we're able to create more difficult opportunities for them. The guys did a pretty good job getting on the offensive glass and just generate those extra opportunities, and I'd just say probably size over the period of time just wears them down a little bit, and they got a bit of foul trouble and so on and so forth. But didn't shoot the ball great. I thought we generated a lot of pretty good shots, and got to make them. Got to make more than 10 threes when you're getting up 32 of them.
Zay, for you and Coach both. Had a week off between games. What was the focus over the holiday to get prepared for this game and kind of flush those last two games?
I feel like exactly what you said, like flush the last two games and then focus on the game that's ahead of us and what we got to do to win.
Yeah, look, we had a little bit of time off, because it's really the only time that we get off because we've got to play over Christmas. And so, to get that break and just get away from the pressures of performing, and try and get back with family and spend some time with family, which was great to do for all of us. And then it's just, look, there's just some fundamental things we've got to do really well, like every team. Defend well in transition, defend one-on-one, keep teams off the glass, do that stuff at a really high level and just trying to get better at that. And then offensively, just sharpening up what we're doing, like I said at the start, how we're doing it, who we want to go through, generating those opportunities for each other with an understanding of why we're doing what we're doing. And so that's what we've been working on, and, we'll get a few more practices in here before we take on Davidson next week.
Coach, you mentioned Davidson, you mentioned big environments. That rivalry between you guys, obviously last time you went to Davidson, ended in a pretty special way for you guys, and you were on that staff. So just what does that rivalry mean to you, and what's it going to mean to get your hands back on that illustrious trophy?
Oh, yeah, that beautiful trophy. Yeah, look, it's obviously a rivalry that's been going on for a long, long time, and we've had some kind of interesting contests since this staff has been here. They played us really well last year, and obviously the year before we won on that crazy shot. So who knows what happens in this next game? It just kind of seems to be that way. But I know for sure they're a very good team. They've played some really good basketball this year. They've got really good size. It'll just come back to the same stuff I said before. We're going to have to defend and transition. Don't give them easy stuff. And guard their actions and defend one-on-one and contest as best we can and keep them off the glass. And then we're going to have to make them work at the other end defensively. And, we're going to be down some bodies. So like you guys have said, we're going to have to take unbelievable care of the ball. And ultimately it's about the possession game, which in some of the games we've played, we've not done a great job of keeping teams off the glass, and we just give them extra possessions, and you can't win basketball games if you lose the possession game. It's very difficult to do that. And then tonight, you've got to make free throws, and again tonight we were just average with that. So it's going to take a special effort next week, and but one the guys will be up for, and we're going to have to get after it.
Zay, you want to follow on that real quick? What's that rivalry mean to you since you've been a 9 in a while?
Well, unfortunately, I've only beat them one time since I've been here. So just to get another win and understanding like how big the rivalry is, like how passionate the fans take it, and how they like to have their bragging rights. So I'm really excited and looking forward to playing, especially at their place, because their fans is really like heckling, and it's real fun playing there. So.
Coach Dean got the first start of the season today. Really stuffed the stat sheet. What did you see from him tonight in his performance stepping up?
Yeah, I mean, that position for us is a very important one in our system. Obviously the ball goes through the big a lot, and they've got to make a lot of passing decisions, and they kind of keep that offense kind of running, and he's been here long enough and kind of played both positions, the wing and the 5 spot. So he did a really good job of that tonight. He's able to knock down a couple of shots. And that's obviously when the offense is really difficult to defend, is when you have 5s that can really stretch the floor out. But yeah, he's going to have to defend. He's going to have to rebound. He's going to have to protect the rim. Use his athleticism and he's going to have to really dig deep in that motor, because he's going to have to play some big minutes here, and Alex is going to have to be productive, and so is Nick, and those 3 are going to have to kind of do it by committee, and we kind of haven't played anyone, obviously at the Division I level yet until we play Davidson next with those 3. So that'll be a massive test for all 3 of them. But yeah, they all did a pretty good job, and. But again, Alex also has been injured basically the whole summer as well. So just getting his feet back underneath him and feeling confident with his movement and timing, and because I know he does really shoot the ball well, and we've got to use that strength to our advantage the best we can.
Thank you all. That concludes tonight's press conference.
Appreciate it, guys.